got a brain freeze, but it ain't because of this. It's because Raw on Netflix have been cold since its inception at the beginning of the year, and it's turning my head into a block of ice. Ain't proud of that! AKA Sub-Zero. You're as cold as ice, and it's making me sick. Leave it up to you to find a way to make Roman Reigns one of the most decorated champions WWE has ever seen. 3-4 years straight undisputed champion, looking like a borderline jobber to end off Raw on Netflix like he needed Jey Uso's help to take on Seth Rollins' backup dancers. Bronson Reed has he made history, right? Not the most tsunamis or not the most wins in the company. Bronson Reed is the first WWE superstar to be walking around with a Money in the Bank briefcase that isn't his. Bron Breakker. Now, when Seth Rollins was around, Bron Breakker, he was looking like his backup dancer, right? But now he's not around. He can lead this faction. He can do something to try to rebuild his character because he's been doing nothing but being a flunky the last few weeks. But even with that being said, we're talking about Roman Reigns, the top of the line, the head of the table. How, in what world is he gonna need Jey Uso help? Roman Reigns is losing aura points every single second he's in the ring feuding with Seth Rollins cheerleaders. This shit makes absolutely no sense. And on top of that, you got him and Jey Uso. What does Roman Reigns look like yeeting? Like, look at this, y'all. This is complete cringe. This is cringe. Roman Reigns is supposed to be aura, serious, whooping ass, taking names, getting titles. Now we looking forward to SummerSlam, the scam of the century, and we gonna have Jey Uso and Roman Reigns versus Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Wee-hee! That's gonna be a banger, right, y'all? This is crap. Man, I miss the old Roman Reigns. Remember, he was the undisputed champion. He had the bloodline. Back-to-back-to-back WrestleManias. Back-to-back-to-back SummerSlams. Now he can't even get on a night 2 of WrestleMania. He's not even fighting for any significant title. On SummerSlam, he's in a tag match with Jey Uso. And what about the Ula Fala? I don't know. Maybe check the Oval Office with Donald Trump. Man, what is WWE coming to? This shit is unreal, and that's no pun intended. Now, during Raw, they aired a new trailer for Unreal. But when it came on, I'm like, all right, let me see what this is about. It was actually the IShowSpeed. You know when he came through in the Royal Rumble and they was backstage and Triple H was like, all right, IShowSpeed, you're in the Rumble now. And I'm just confused, like, all right, is this Unreal show gonna be killing kayfabe? They're gonna break the fourth wall. They're gonna let the cat out the bag for real, or is it gonna be some shit where we're supposed to act like that wasn't scripted? Either way, Paula, do you think that Unreal show on Netflix is gonna get TKO out of the... that brain freeze coming back. Do you think this Unreal show on Netflix is gonna get TKO out of the... do you think it's gonna get them out of the $3 billion of debt? CM Punk and Gunther, they start off Raw, and it's just like, CM Punk, oh my God, this is somebody else that for me, he just lost 1,000 aura points. Every time I turn around, I'll just be like, man, this isn't the same CM Punk I grew up watching. This is not the same CM Punk I grew up being a fan of. These mid promos, and Gunther just comes out and he actually cuts a little strong promo and just walks out on the ring of CM Punk. CM Punk just sit there looking stupid. And man, is he gonna win the title at SummerSlam? Is he gonna? Who cares? Who cares? CM Punk and Gunther don't even have no real heat like that. We're a few weeks away from SummerSlam, and the only thing these two dudes could do is just say a bunch of nothing words, empty words to each other. Nobody gets beat up anymore. Nobody gets attacked. Nobody gets subbed or came at or insults on social media. Just nothing, just a stupid ass promo to start the show so we can run a few ads. Man, like, Raw on Netflix, oh my god, this show is so horrible, y'all. Now, the first match to start off was a match that meant absolutely nothing again. Sheamus versus Rusev. Sheamus last week or a few weeks ago, whenever that was, he had his panties in a bunch because creators was coming on YouTube saying, man, what is the story behind this? This match sucks. Sheamus was like, oh, well, I don't need a storyline. We just win in the ring and we gave her all. Great. There was a highlight in this match, though. Sheamus ends up botching going on the top rope, right? So then he regroups, he gets himself together, he finishes his move, and he says, are you not entertained? No, Sheamus, we're not entertained. You just botched a fucking move. How am I supposed to be entertained with this crap? You and Rusev having a banger match. We see banger matches every fucking day if we feel like it. We want storylines. We don't want you and Rusev in a ring fighting for nothing. All these titles, isn't it like 100 titles? Shouldn't it be like 100 opportunities going around? Y'all are fighting for absolutely nothing, but who's going to be the biggest jobber of the night? Sheamus, get your panties out of your ass and go to Triple H like a man and demand some respect and get a storyline so we can care about. I never seen something hypocritical as somebody botching a move than asking the crowd, are you not entertained? Now next you had a triple threat tag team match, and at least this was for something. This was for the number one contender of the World Tag Team titles, and to my surprise, LWO goes over. You had the Alpha Academy, you had New Day, you had LWO. LWO goes over, which is a complete anomaly in WWE. That might have been the first match they ever won in WWE, actually. So I was surprised they went over, and they're the number one contenders. The only thing is they said that, all right, are they going to get their shot at SummerSlam? We don't know. Survivor Series, Royal Rumble? We don't know. They literally said, man, at some point, they'll get their shot at the tag team championships. It's like, if you don't care when you're writing a storyline for these professional wrestlers to go out and work, how are we as a fan supposed to care? How me as a viewer, I'm supposed to sit here and actually be entertained? LWO wins, but we don't know when their number one championship title comes, and knowing WWE is probably never. Next, you have Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, in another promo that meant absolutely nothing again. My God, dog. I'm so sick of... Let me know in the comments if you feel me. I'm so sick of Becky, Lyra, and Bayley. Like, this whole shit is so boring at this point. But I guess that SummerSlam, they're supposed to have no holds barred or no disqualification, whatever, bro. I don't even give a shit anymore, bro. I never did to begin with, to be honest. Lyra Valkyria, she does Becky Lynch move on her, and that segues into, guess what? Yep, you guessed it. Lyra Valkyria and Bayley for the Tag Team Championships. It's like, what? Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, somehow they was beefing just a few weeks ago. They was fighting tooth and nail. They barely hated each other. She caught amnesia, forgot about it. Then on the next week, she wants to be her tag team partner, and they become number one contenders magically. And we're supposed to give a shit about the women's tag team championships. If you ask me, they just need to discontinue the women's tag team championships. These belts are ugly and they're a fucking joke. Finally, after an hour and some change of boredom, we finally got something that we slightly care about. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. They had a solid match. We knew that Sami Zayn going over in Saudi meant that Karrion Kross was most likely going to go over some type of way on Raw. It was a good back and forth. Somehow, Karrion Kross, he busted his nose open at the end, but he won by using that steel pipe on Sami Zayn, bruised ribs, and hit him for the 1-2-3. And there's a nice little visual with Karrion Kross and his wife. Karrion Kross nose busted. He kissed his wife. The blood is on her. It was a nice visual, man. I think that's good for some merch or whatever. But man, Karrion Kross, I'm happy to see he got the look in Raw. And I'm happy to see he's in a good spot too. And I'm happy to see they're not just, they could easily put Karrion Kross versus El Grande Americano for no fucking reason. They actually got Kross in a program with Sami Zayn that's actually meaning something. Sami Zayn, one of the best workers that's on the roster, actually putting new talent over. I'm liking everything about this feud, so I'm interested to see where it goes there. It'll be great to see Karrion Kross on SummerSlam, but we know that's probably not going to happen. Now, for my AEW fans, let me know in the comments what y'all think about Eric Bischoff's latest comments on Ariel Helwani, saying that, man, TNA might surpass AEW with the right deal.
Could they, at some point, pass AEW? They'll never get to WWE. Let's not get crazy. But do you think they could be number 2? Do they have what it takes?
By this time next year.
You think so?
I think so.
This time next year, Eric? Really? It depends on the TV deal, though, right? What are they doing right that you think AEW is not doing?
They're just doing the basics. They're doing the basics and producing a show for the mainstream wrestling audience, not for that 10% hardcore sicko that everybody thinks is a cool demo.
This is why we can't be sitting here coddling, and babying on Tony Khan. No! We gotta keep it real. Tony Khan has to step up weekly television if he wants AEW to be a prominent wrestling company. AEW has a lot of core fans. They're not going nowhere anytime soon. But what I don't want to see is TNA just keep creeping up on AEW, and man, who knows what happens from there. See, I was there when WCW was on top. It looked like nobody could take them down. It looked like they was about to put WWF out of business. I was there. I seen a company as high as AEW fall flat on their face. Tony Khan needs to get his head out of his ass and start putting together better weekly TV shows. All in Texas was the show of the year. The year's not even over yet. Congratulations. Dynamite was a solid show. We need more. Collision is a shit show. I'm sorry. The last Collision was kind of fire though, with Jon Moxley doing that to Colt Cabana and choking him with the chain. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of fire. I give you that. But we need that. We need more of that. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. First, what do you think about Eric Bischoff comments on TNA surpassing AEW? What do y'all think about that? Also, what do you think about Roman Reigns, CM Punk? Do you think Triple H booking is having his top stars losing aura points from the lackluster, boring, repetitive, predictable storylines from Mr. Paul Levesque? Also, let me know what you think about WWE Unreal. Oh, the iShow Speed Spot, that wasn't a work. That was actually real, and they actually cued his music on point. Man, I know they're not about to insult us like that. I think, but we're gonna see. Let me know what y'all think about all of that. It's Bobby Monsoon, 215. Like, comment, subscribe. Blah!